Welcome to SVG-TV News for Monday, February 23rd, 2015. I'm Jennifer Richardson with the details. The unusual delay in the delivery of the preliminary results of the recently held elections in St. Kitts and Nevis has been described as a disappointment to the Caribbean. Speaking on Hits Talk on Sunday, consultant Fillmore Isaac says the deafening silence by Caribbean leaders on the previous government's decision not to debate the no-confidence motion leading up to the elections came as no surprise to him, since Caribbean leaders do not have a history of rebuking their colleagues.
Our memory is not so short to know what took place in Guyana under Forbes Bonham. And the Caribbean, the silence was deafening. All those years that Forbes Bonham there. Good ruler, maybe, but the democratic system was undermined severely, and not a soul was able because he was so powerful. No, I don't think so. But we don't have the habit of saying to our colleagues. I don't even know if they said behind the scenes, but they don't come out openly. Except, I remember Barbados sending troops in St. Vincent and Grenadines. To his invitation, etc. And we should never allow our democratic system to come to the point where the only thing we can do is to send troops to quiet down the people.
Isaac says it is critical that Caribbean leaders develop the habit of publicly calling out the wrongs that pose threats to democracy in the region.
And if we are saying we want a democratic system to be part of the tradition of the Caribbean, then when our colleagues are going outside of that, when it is threatening that, we are obligated as leaders to say to our colleagues, you need to do something. You need to address the issues that your people are talking about. If not, it opens the way for Grenada, another Grenada. And we don't want that because the Caribbean has been known as a zone of peace for years after the Europeans left.
Key local and regional stakeholders are currently holding discussions here on the implications for consumers as it relates to the merger of Lime and Flow. The consultation taking place at the Methodist Church Hall in Kingstown is organized by the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Foreign Trade, Commerce and Information Technology. It is the first of its kind in the OECS and is organized in collaboration with the National Telecommunications Committee, the NTRC, and the Chamber of Industry and Commerce. The main objective of the consultation is to highlight the potential advantages and disadvantages of the merger in the local and regional context. Addressing the opening forum, Minister of Information and Technology Camila Gonzalez told the gathering the merger is coming at a time of regulatory flux in SVG and the OECS.
No mandatory regional body that can issue pronouncements on the issue of competition regulation or consumer protection. ECTEL has an important role to play, and Embert will talk to you about that. But the business world is beating us to the punch right now at a time when we're relying on optional or ad hoc cooperation between national and sub-regional regulatory authorities. And at a time when businesses are increasingly regional in nature and will become more so as CARICOM and the OECS continue to integrate, we in St. Vincent and the Grenadines and other OECS countries are still treating them as if they are national, that they only exist within our borders. Indeed, in other cases, with other mergers and other conversations that we've had with entities planning on merging, they've told us essentially, look, if St. Vincent and the Grenadines isn't interested in this, if St. Vincent and the Grenadines doesn't want to approve or give the license, well, go ahead. We are a regional body, our business, and we will simply merge in St. Lucia, Grenada, Dominica, everywhere else, and leave you behind. And that is a conversation that they can have with us because we are insufficiently integrated as a single unit from a regulatory perspective.
According to Senator Gonsalves, when SVG first deregulated cable and wireless monopoly, the authorities were of the view that competition will make everything better, such as having lower prices and improved services for all. He says what wasn't taken into consideration was the size of the market here in SVG and that businesses will eventually get back around to consolidate.
We talked for a while about an OECS competition commission that was supposed to deal with a lot of these issues, but the heads of government of the OECS recently said that they don't think that having our own commission is an economical proposition. So we're going to have to go to a wider CARICOM commission. And we still have to develop a legal apparatus to deal with this new climate of mergers and acquisitions by regional players that have a presence in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, but really their headquarters are elsewhere. And we have to deal with that. And the reality of the merger is that in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, post-merger, the lime flow entity will have a monopoly in fixed line voice, that's your home telephone. There'll only be one company providing that.
A number of persons journeyed to Fancy yesterday to show their love and support for the people of Fancy at a special memorial gospel concert. The Love, Healing and Comfort concert was held on the 4th year today since the Rock Gutter tragedy, which claimed the lives of 7 students, 2 of whom are still missing at sea. Sharon Garway was at the concert and files this report.
A large gathering converged at the Fancy Heart Court on Sunday, February 22nd for the Love, Healing and Comfort Gospel Concert. The event, which coincided with the 7th anniversary of the Pan Against Crime Initiative, a brainchild of the Prime Minister, was held in association with the Vincentian Association of Artists, Writers and Producers, the National Commission on Crime Prevention, and the Royal St. Vincent and the Grenadines Police Force. A number of youngsters from several of the police youth clubs throughout the country performed at the event.
So carry your cares on, run through the darkness, seek out the lonely, the tired and worn. I will be still and know you are God. I will be still and know you are God.
President of the Vincentian Association of Artists, Writers and Producers, Renée Batiste, said it wasn't just enough to have a talent. She said it was important to use your talent for the greater good.
And we cannot always be sharing our talents on a stage for a fee. We must have the opportunity to reach out to the communities in times of need and in times for comfort.
Area Representative Montgomery Daniel noted that the Love concert merged with the traditional Christian custom of the 40th Day Remembrance. He reminded persons still uneased by the tragedy to rely on God for strength. Daniel also emphasized that his administration would do its best to comfort those grieving.
This is all part of the development of the community of Fancy. This administration will never leave you nor forsake you. And I want to say to you, the Bible says, believe in me, and you will surely be directed by your path.
Rendering the song Gone Too Soon by Michael Jackson, Police Commissioner Michael Charles believed that the timing of the Pan Against Crime initiative was also timed beautifully with the 40th day of the passing of the students. He said, this Lenten season, it is not wrong to question God, because as humans, the challenges of life stretches faith.
Here one day, gone one night, like this loss of sunlight on a cloudy afternoon. Gone too soon.
Prime Minister Dr. Ralph Gonsalves expressed love for the people of Fancy and said he was impressed by their strength.
I am still feeling your pain, and I want you to know that I love you very much. And the event which has happened has caused a very strong bond, an even stronger bond, to be established between Ralph as an individual and yourselves.
As the day rolled in tonight, the music echoed into the air, and attendees danced away and had a grand time singing and worshiping. Some say the air of heaviness and grief seemed to have been lifted as praise was given to God for their survivors and the lives of those past were celebrated. The sweet pan music had an integral part in the comforting process. Sharon Garraway, The Evening News.
Meanwhile, SVG-TV News used the opportunity to speak with some of the residents, survivors and family of those who died in the rock gutter accident. They told us how they have been coping and how they feel about the Love, Healing and Comfort concert.
Very much appreciative of this, but I love concert, and I think as they call it, it's something for healing. I like the get together and the support from the people. It's very much overwhelming.
You know, he raised me up and bring me back, and it's a reason. That's a reason for me to serve God and even to serve Him more than I used to.
Even when I recognize some of the parents that we thought were coping very well at the beginning, later they would have had some recurrences, and I know that all the efforts that's made to help them in this healing process is welcome.
No, I'm really enjoying it, especially with the song now, the choir that now sang. It just lifted my spirits, and I thank them so much to show that they care so much to come and have this in our time of sorrow and and it does really have much that lift my spirit. These and for them, and I feel to tell you that they lift my spirit, that it made me feel good. You know, and I really thank them for coming.
It is really difficult for me, but with the support that I've been getting, I have been making it. I have also been there for my family. I also must give thanks to the government of St. Grenadines under the leadership of the Honorable Prime Minister, Dr. Ralph Gonsalves, who would have been there through it all for us, as and I speak on behalf of all the families here, because I would have been in contact with them from on a day-to-day basis.
The full occasion to help the students and the parents to get over what happened, bring some sort of consolation to them, you know. And North Union Secondary School is here, and school band is here, and they will be rendering an item. It is a good thing.
To me, it's okay, because it seems like everybody start getting back together and feeling themselves. So
there has been yet another accident on the Casson Hill Road. Reports are that sometime after 3 p.m. today, the driver of a white Suzuki minivan PL7 lost control of the vehicle, which went over the railing and landed below an embankment. A college student who was walking along the road at the same time was reportedly picked up by the vehicle and also went over the embankment. It is understood that he was removed from under the vehicle with minor injuries and was taken to the Milton Cato Memorial Hospital for medical attention. Over the years, there has been a number of vehicular accidents on the Casson Hill Road. Simon Douglas, a 44-year-old farmer of Rosebank, who told the police that he had 657 grams of marijuana in his possession to take to his friends at the mental health hospital at Orange Hill, has been arrested and charged. He was reportedly intercepted by police while on routine foot patrol at a bar at Lower Bay Street on Friday. He was escorted before Chief Magistrate Ration Brown Matthias earlier today and pleaded guilty to the charge. A fine of $950 was imposed upon him to be paid by April 6, 2015. In default, he faces a 4-month jail term. Meanwhile, Romaldo Brong, a 25-year-old laborer of Arnesvale, was allowed bail in the sum of $10,000 with one surety when he appeared at the Serious Offences Court this morning and pleaded not guilty to 2 separate charges of gun and ammunition possession without the relevant license at Belvedere on Saturday. Brong was also ordered to surrender all travel documents to the court and to report to the Central Police Station every Friday between 6 a.m. and 6 p.m. until March 14th, that's March 4th, 2015, when the trial is expected to begin. Still to come, some contraceptive methods available at health centers here are underutilized, says PS. More stories on the local scene when SVGTV News continues. Don't go away. Welcome back. A number of community nurses here are now involved in a 2-day workshop geared at enhancing knowledge on the insertion of the intrauterine contraceptive device, the IUCD. Delivering opening remarks at the start of the workshop at the School of Nursing at Old Montrose today, coordinator of the National Family Planning Program, Arlita Scott, challenged the community nurses to value and uphold the importance of the training session. Scott says the goal of the training is to enhance the quality and care of reproductive health services provided at the various health centers across the country.
Nowadays, I have no doubt that you, our district nurses, will throw yourself into this training and make the most of this opportunity. Once you remain motivated, when this training is complete in your various clinic settings, I know you will achieve the ultimate goal. And we know the ultimate goal is that at the end of it, that all of us will be trained to a level that we'll be able to insert the IUCD. Okay? For this year, the Family Planning Unit in the Ministry of Health will continue to take the necessary action to help raise the level of competency among you, our nurses. We will do that by ensuring that you are well trained.
And Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Health, Wellness and the Environment, Louis Deschamps, says the community nurses will be exposed to comprehensive and interactive presentations over the 2-day period, which will be meaningful to their jobs.
IUCD, as you are aware, is a safe, long-acting, reversible contraception method, which is the most effective type of reversible birth control, and evidence supports effectiveness and safety in adolescents and those who have and have not previously had children. Surely, colleagues, you will also have an opportunity to hold a conversation on the challenges which are likely to arise and the methods of management of bleeding, pain, expulsion of the device, infection, inter alia. Colleagues, there is research to suggest that family planning services really ought to be educational, comprehensive, medical and social, with a focus on activities which enable individuals to determine freely the number and spacing of their children and to select the means by which this may be achieved.
Meanwhile, P.S. Deschamps says while a broad range of contraceptive methods are available at health centers here, some are underutilized, since some healthcare professionals lack the necessary skills to effectively promote the methods.
It is important, therefore, that we continue to make huge efforts to strengthen our family planning program. This we can achieve, colleagues, by crafting appropriate strategies which will serve to empower our healthcare professionals, thereby building in-house capacity. I remain truly happy that capacity building is a front burner issue for us in the ministry as we go forward. And this can only redound to the benefits of us all and by extension to the nation. I urge you therefore to really make this workshop a truly meaningful exercise, with you walking away at the end confident, anxious and ready to improve not only how you insert the ICUD, but also with boundless energy and drive to stimulate the use of the range of family planning methods which we offer in our health centers.
And gynecologist Dr. Sherry Ann Slater says while the IUCD is not a popular and well-used contraceptive method here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, it is ideal for just about any patient.
Most patients don't want to use it, but it's such an ideal method. There are so few patients that is not recommended for. You can use it in any age group. It is ideal for that person who know they have completed a family, but they're not too sure they want to permanently, do tubal ligation. So at that time when they're indecisive, it's very, very good to put in the contraceptive, the IUCD, and it's cost effective. It's hardly any side effects. They're not putting anything in the body like the pill and stuff. So I'm an advocate of the IUCD. It can be used perimenopausal, and even though it says you have to take it out after 5 years, it can stay forever if the patient so wish it, because it is really doing no harm and no damage to the body. The only problem if you leave it postmenopausal is when the cervical os closes. You may have difficulty taking it out if the patient wants to remove it. That's the only thing. But it's so very cost effective.
And residents of Stubbs, Calder, Enhams and surrounding communities were on Saturday given the opportunity to learn more about the various communicable and non-communicable diseases at a health fair hosted by the Lions Club of St. Vincent South. At the fair, persons were provided with free blood sugar and pressure checks and free rapid HIV testing. Sharon Galway has more on the event in this report.
Under the theme, A Healthy You, residents of Stubbs received health tips and were given checkups thanks to an initiative of the Lions Club St. Vincent South. From the response of those that turned out, they were appreciative.
Well, I learned that how you must keep yourself as, medically and fit.
I'm feeling very good.
And what was your blood pressure like today?
It's normal.
And what are some of the things that you learned? Did you learn anything?
Yes, I learned plenty, because especially speaking about the smoking, because some of the diseases that we don't really know about them, and then they show you like different parts and like the symptoms on top.
President of the Lions Club South, Michael John, said it is an ongoing program by the non-profit organization. He noted that the health and wellness of people should always be of paramount importance for the development of any nation.
Yes, well, the Lions Club organization throughout the world, these are some of the activities that they're involved in. And St. Vincent South is a very vibrant club. We would have hosted several events like this before. And as I said, we are pleased to have this one within our own district. Our district runs from Calico up to Fancy.
Doctors who made presentations at the health fair shared the view that health must be a way of life and urged Vincentians to take care of themselves.
It represented in the ministry 2008 to 2012 the leading cause of death here in St. Vincent is cancer. That's quite a lot of reason for concern here. It's the #1 cause of death being cancer. What I explain here, I just went through the basics, didn't go into anything in detail, but I just outlined the basics as to what exactly cancer is, what the different types of cancer are, what are the causes of some of these types of cancers, and I emphasize that with cancer, it falls under a category of diseases called non-communicable diseases.
Ebola is only contagious if you are in front of someone who's exhibiting signs and symptoms of the disease. If you're touching their excretes, let's say the urine, the stool, the sweat, and of course if you cough on that person, is transmitted that way. But if you're just passing by, you cannot contract Ebola by just passing casually by.
Those who attended the health fair were shown videos and engaged in question and answer open forums. Sharon Garraway, The Evening News.
Members of the public are being reminded that the close season for turtles is 1st March to 31st July. According to the Fisheries Division, during such time it is illegal to interfere with any turtle nest, disturb, take, sell, purchase or have in possession turtle eggs, undersized turtle or shells. The division says anyone caught violating these regulations is liable to a fine up to $5,000.